Welcome to this section. Now I want to show you how little trick I'm doing with this angle brush. It's a 1/4 inch angle. It's a little beat up, but that's okay. It'll serve me well. And how I get some of these leaves in here. So let's do this. Just grab that paint just like that. Slide it in so it kind of lines the whole brush. Now you can do highlight or shadow. Now I want to get these leaves in. You just touch and pull. Angle it this way and you get little leaves. So I can go to make little ones and big ones. And you could just touch it. Now if you don't like your shapes, you just grab some of that shadow color. Maybe a little burnt umber, and pull those in. I'm just going to create a little wedge of. Now if I want to go into my shadows, I grab some ultramarine blue. I just got a mixture of colors in there. It's basically a shadow leaf color. Just going to kind of do the same, just tap and drag a little bit, sometimes just a little tap so the paint lifts off the tip of the brush. And we can create some of those twigs in there, much like the tree branches. I'm just kind of flicking it around. Go down behind the mule's back a little bit. Before I finish out this mule, I want to get these leaves in here, little bushes. Then you can look at your picture to see what I'm talking about. And just add little tiny flickers of highlight, maybe a little different shape of leaves just by touching the tip of the brush down. Maybe I want a little bit more shadow in there to divide these up a bit. Maybe I'm just gonna grab some of this phthalo green with this looks like a mixture of burnt umber and oxide, orange oxide in there. Maybe a little ultramarine blue. See that you don't want everything to look like a whole leaf. Some whole leaves, some partial leaves. Just twist the brush around, make different marks. Get that tree to sink down into the leaves, into the brush, creating a hedge of bush here. And then you can decide where you want your highlights. See, I'm going to go back in and kind of touch in between those leaves a little bit. Let it go down into the shadow, and then come up out of there with some highlights, maybe on the other side of the bush or the tree. The sun is catching, maybe some phthalo or Naples yellow over there. They're just funny little bushes. Looks like I got a hair on the. Now to reshape your brush, here's a little trick. You just grab it, pinch it in there, and pull it out. And then you've got a better shape on your brush. I can load this again. Maybe I want some highlights trickling down here behind them. Maybe I'll grab a little orange with the yellow ochre. Maybe a little more yellow ochre. Now you want to keep twisting that brush so you don't get the same mark every time. Because these leaves, they're kind of tangled up in each other. Maybe I'll change my direction with my brush to create different other shapes here. Maybe I'll go into this orange a little bit more. Just play with it till you're happy. Just tap it sometimes, give it different shapes. Sometimes you'll see the shape of the leaf, sometimes not. Maybe we've got some leaves kind of slightly coming out into the highlight. See how I'm tapping just to get different marks. If I want more shadow in there, I'm going to go back into my dark colors and divide these leaves up a little bit, create little spots of shadow in there. Just keep making those bushes. Maybe I want, oh, I don't know, maybe I want a little branch in there somewhere. Coming up maybe out of here, down from in there, or up like that. Maybe like this. Maybe I want another one over here. Going down into the shadow. Just little pieces of twigs kind of showing. Just to show that's a bush. Maybe I want to go into the burnt umber. Get a little shadow on those. Just make them however you want. And then come back in here and create some more color coming over the top of those. If I don't want the edge of the twigs to show, I'll just kind of line them with some leaves. Maybe some shadow color leaves. Don't want white. Maybe a little more of this orange with the yellow ochre again. You don't want it perfect anyway, because this is wild country. This is some sort of bush. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty. It's your world. And back there, they're smaller. The bushes are smaller. So we want to get our little, what I call a rake. It's labeled on here as a grass comb, but I always call them rakes. They are labeled as rakes too. So back here, they're getting further away, so they're smaller. So this will make a different mark. And as I twist it, same technique. Just twisting, twisting, twisting. Come back into your darker shadows. Do the same thing. Create your shadows in there. Maybe, yeah, there'll be some over here kind of coming down in here. But there's the technique that I like to use. Everybody's touch is different, so your marks are going to turn out a little different than mine, but always remember, a light touch is going to give you small leaves, a heavy touch is going to give you big ones. And just keep turning and twisting your brush in different directions and creating the highlights and the shadows, and keep working it until you're happy with it. Just be patient with yourself. Hope you got something out of this one. See you in the next one.